Here with John Hughes of the University of Minnesota Crookston men's basketball team. Just kind of, giving people a look at your interesting story, being a 28-year-old who, been through a lot in life, been a lot of different places, and now you're getting to chase your dream of playing basketball here at the University of Minnesota Crookston. First, kind of take us a little bit through your journey. I know it started, right out of high school, going to University of Oregon, and then since then, you've done a lot of different jobs and been a lot of different places, and just kind of talk a little bit about those places and how you ended up here.
Yeah, so I ended up finishing high school in 12th in Oregon, and as a senior I was maybe 5'10", 5'11", if in shoes. So I didn't get really that much playing time. I earned whatever playing time I did get as a senior, and played varsity and whatnot, and didn't really have any looks to play basketball. And to my family, that was kind of like, all right, well, it's time to move on from that. Let's, you got good grades. Let's see what you can do with your academics. So I got into University of Oregon and decided right away that's where I wanted to go. I was just going to focus on school. And after a year, I found out very quickly that I was not ready. I was not focused. Did not know what I wanted to do. Did not know, what was going to get me motivated to work towards that degree. And so after a year, basically dropped out and started working. And so I told my dad what was going on. I was like, I want to move back to Florida, be close to some of my older friends, and just started working odd jobs. I did valet parking, I did construction, did all different types of manual labor jobs, and just tried to make it work. Just kind of was experiencing life, what it was like to pay bills, live in my own place. Just kind of experience life. And so I did a lot of growing up in that time. And but after a couple years of that and spinning my wheels, I kind of wanted to go back home and be like, all right, let's get a better game plan together. Let's figure out what exactly I can do to be successful. And so moved back to Oregon and started working, again, construction jobs and worked for moving companies and stuff like that. And eventually my brother came to me because he had started doing this wildland firefighting job for ASP Fire. And he did it for a year, and I kind of was like, oh man, like on the outside looking in while he was doing it, like, this is pretty cool stuff. I mean, he's making good money. He's doing crazy hard work. He's getting out and doing, things he never thought he would do, and I never thought I would end up doing. And so after he came back from his first season, he's like, dude, next season you got to do this. You got to go for it. So the next season I signed up. I did all the training, and there's a lot of, there's a PAC test, a physical test, and then there's in school written tests, whatnot. So did all that, passed. I ended up getting on one of the better crews. And I had a lot of fun with it. It was a great challenge. I mean, not a lot of people I know, and especially at my age at that time, were willing to work, 15-hour days and do that for 14 days straight. Get 2 days off and then do it 14 more days, and you do that for 4 months, straight. So I mean, it was a good experience though. You get away from all the society, the media, the computers, the internet. I mean, you don't even get cell reception. You can't talk to anyone. You don't know what's going on. So it was just overall, it was a real healthy job for you, but it takes a very big physical toll. So after a couple years of that, I was just like, man, yeah, I have a little bit of money and it's really cool, but it's seasonal, and I still had questions. I just knew that it wasn't like that one thing for me. And my brother came out for one Christmas. I really remember this, sticks out in my mind. He came out for one Christmas, and we just went to the park, and I was just shooting, and I was just kind of like flustered for no reason. But sometimes when you're flustered for no reason, there really is a reason. You just you can't put your finger on it. So I'm just sitting there shooting, and he's looking at me. He's like, John, you don't shoot this bad. Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on with you? And I just like, man, like I love basketball so much, but I don't know what to do about it. Like, I'm 24. I was 24 at the time when I started having this revelation. And he's like, well, who says? Says who? Says you, or says these coaches, or have you been told no? He's like, if you really want to do this, you're going to have to drop everything. You're going to have to do it. Because I basically, came out and said that I wouldn't be able to live myself if I didn't, go for this full-heartedly. Later in life, I would look back and be like, what if I did this, or what if I did that? You have regrets. So, it started there, and then kind of talked to my mom about it, talked to my dad about it, and just told him, hey, like, I don't want to do anything else. I want to play basketball. I have the rest of my life to work. I've already shown that I have the work ethic to do that, and I'm willing to, but I got to chase this dream. I have to. I put too much heart and and time and effort into this. I got to go for it. So my dad was really good friends with a guy named John Block, and he kind of like became my mentor for a year, and he just helped me guide me through the process of just starting at improving the fundamentals and believing in myself and not holding myself back because I think I know something when I really don't. Until you go and ask the questions and meet the coaches and talk to people, you don't know what you can achieve. So I worked with him and just started, exploring my options, talking to different coaches, and I ended up at Grossmont College down in San Diego, 'cause that's where I was currently living. And Coach Weber was gracious enough to give me a chance, and basically when I walked in the gym, he was like, "So what's your story?" I was like, "Well, 26, I want to play basketball for you, and here I am." He's like, "Well, I don't know anything about you. I don't want to mess with you." And I was like, "Can I at least get one practice?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll let you practice today," but he's like, I'm not going to make any promises." So I come in for the first day of tryouts, I practice with him, and he instantly pulls me into his office, gets out all these paperwork. He's like, "Yeah, you got to go find this class, talk to this teacher, talk to this counselor," and we ended up finding, that I needed to get all these classes done, and that's where my basketball journey kind of began, was at Grossmont, with someone just taking a chance on an older guy who proved that he was going to work his ass off every day he came in. He was going to show up, he was going to try to get better, and he was going to push others too. So, it started there, and then, as the season progressed, coaches from different colleges started calling, and at the time it was just kind of all like, "Oh, are these guys really that serious?" Like, I am 26. You still have the doubt, but when people start offering you, dollar figures after the season's done, it becomes real. And I don't know. For me, my whole thing was I wanted to play at the highest level because I'm very competitive. I'm very hardworking, so I wasn't just going to settle for the first thing that came for me. I wanted to go to the highest level possible, which is Division II for me, because my Division I eligibility is up. So I wanted to play Division II, and I wanted to get the best degree as possible. So after weighing all my options, University of Minnesota Crookston was definitely the best fit for me. And I didn't even need to take a visit out here. I just knew that I'm a very adaptive person. I can, adapt to the environment, I can relate to all different types of people. So once I got out here, I knew that it was the right fit for me. It's a really small campus. Everyone knows your name. All the teachers know you. So they take a personal interest in you, and I really, really like that. And then when it comes to the basketball team, me and the guys, we've all come together pretty well. And, they like to razz me for being the old guy on the team. But, that comes with the territory, and it's all good. I appreciate it just to have the opportunity to come out here and be considered a college athlete and a student athlete. So it's been quite the journey. It's been fun, though.
Okay, I think you pretty much summed everything
Yeah.
up.